We are on Antelope Island again.
Yay!
It was the video where there was a lot of really nice sunset and water place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit brisk of a morning. A little bit of a breeze as well. Granted, I'll show you in a second, there's water, so it's gonna be a little cooler in general. But we're going on like a 12-mile hike. It's not gonna be very strenuous though. Like the elevation climb is, I don't know, 1,300 feet, which over that amount of distance is nothing. But that's what we're doing. So here's the water, or one side of it. It's a lot fuller. It's a lot more full than last time for sure. Like even when we were driving on the little highway, it was way more full. We actually saw some people getting some wedding pictures taken next to the water, but I mean, I don't know, someone forgot their glasses. But yeah, we're doing this one, Split Rock. Yeah, that one is, but you're here.
Oh, gotcha.
Saw some buffalo. There's some more buffalo. So yeah, we're just gonna do a nice little, you know, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 hour hike. And Giovanna's very pleased to be outside of the house for sure. Going a little stir crazy, this week.
And we added another 2 weeks at least to it.
Yeah, so Giovanna's work has another mandatory 2 weeks of being at home. So
at least until April 20th that I'll be home.
Yeah, so April 20th is her theoretical last day at home. All right, on to. So Giovanna and I were just trying to decide. There's a big rock thing out there, and right now you can obviously walk pretty close down to the water, right? But when this all fills up, the water is going to be all the way back here. So we were trying to decide is how many people go out to that rock. I'm assuming kayaking or maybe swimming. I guess you could swim because it's going to be completely buoyant. Yeah. So I guess you could just float out there. It's just a long ways out. But yeah, just how many people go out there and go on that rock in the summer? The sun may be coming out, which would be wonderful. It's a little bit chilly this morning. It actually was sprinkling, and then when we were driving from the house north, and then it actually started sleeting when we got to the park here. And we were like, well, shit, this is gonna suck.
Not again.
Yeah, not again. But looks like it cleared up. So, gotta break through that chill though. We crested over a small hill, and it's as if we entered like the Badlands or something. Oh boy, yeah, it's a whole literally different looking little landscape just popping over the hill. But then yeah, then you got the fake mountains over there and a random ass lake and then the Badlands. Oh, it's so weird.
We're on a movie set.
Yeah, we're on a movie set. None of this is real.
Yep.
I just want everyone to know, to get a shot like this, you do actually have to walk back and get the GoPro. So every time you see this in a video, they have to walk all the way back and get the GoPro again. Out there is like a giant group of buffalo just laying, and there's a runner that's just about to pass them. It was in fact a herd of buffalo. So we've seen some horseshoe prints on the trail, and this is where you must be able to tie your horses up. Yep, there are hoof prints. Kind of a odd tree with like little blueberry looking things. Clearly a desert tree from the bark. There's turkey or quail or grouse, I don't know what's up in these rocks, but they were chattering a ton. Of course, right until I started recording and talking,
Good camera shy.
they sensed a predator. But we're gonna be coming up to a like the 3.5 mile mark, and we either need to go left or right, because it loops and then comes back around to this same trail and then down and all the way back over there. And I think we're gonna go left because it stays on the interior of the island more, and then it loops around to the exterior. And I'm thinking that by the time we get to the exterior, the sun will be higher, so we'll get more in the sun. So then the wind coming off the water this way will not be quite as bitey. But we actually did get kind of warm.
Yep.
So we did take off our rain jackets, wind jackets, whatever, the windproof, waterproof, fantastic jackets. So we came to this impasse. We are still going to take the left trail. The right trail comes up here and then reconnects. I think we're going to also go walk that over there. It's called Elephant Head. It's like another 1.5 miles that way, or whatever, but pretty cool little spot. So I think after we're done with this, we're gonna catch that on the return. I guess we'll see. We might be exhausted.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We are like on a small cattle trail almost. I guess it wouldn't be a cattle trail. It would be a bison trail. Or just a people trail, you know, who knows. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna kind of, I don't know, maybe we're gonna go up this way. Or, yeah, probably like that. Probably switch back. As I stated earlier, my master plan of going left, because it was gonna, you know, cut into the mountain, and then we wouldn't be exposed to the wind as much because, you know, it's chilly. Well, how wrong I was. How wrong I was.
We're in Arizona.
We are apparently now in Arizona. Per Giovanna, so it must be the truth. Because of the rocks.
From someone who's never been there.
From someone who's never been to Arizona.
This
But-
is exactly what it looks like.
But this trail just stays on the high side of it, of the mountain here.
It's so green.
It's so green. It smells. It's a pretty potent smell.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this trail just stays on the high side and follows the top of the mountain, and then it'll drop down, and then we'll basically be walking at sea level. So, you know, the staying out of the wind part
Doesn't work.
it did not work as well as I was hoping. As we were walking, Giovanna saw this tiny baby flower. She's very proud of it. We're gonna leave it.
He's gonna put one of my layers that I packed on because he didn't bring enough. Well, enough in between layers. It's a good thing it's a little big. Looks good. Turn around. Let's see it from the back. Dang. Damn, boy.
You still recording?
Sure am.
There is this black fin amidst a lot of orange, and it just looks cool. Speaking of, Giovanna and I, like last weekend, maybe the weekend before, we were talking about how crazy it is. I think it was last weekend. How crazy it is that glaciers are what carved out all of these mountains and lakes and everything. And it's just crazy to think that a giant thing of ice just made these depressions and ripped this rock into the form and shapes that it is. Just crazy. Another rock cave over here. Our home. So we came upon this rock wall here, and it's actually a corral that was built in the 1800s, and this sign is basically saying that there used to be wild horses on this island, and when the first settlers got here in Salt Lake City, they took the horses off the island, but the horses had such a strong attachment to the island that they would swim back across the lake to get back to the island. And so eventually the settlers lost interest because these horses just were unruly and just constantly wanted to just go back to this island. And so they lived here for like another 80 years or something like that, and then the island got bought up by a sheep raising outfit, and they basically came and exterminated all the horses because they thought they competed for food for their sheep. And it said that there was thousands of horses on this island at one point. All of them killed. Yep. I think we might walk out, just kind of mosey on out to their little scrambling. We made it to the little thingy. We are 6.5 miles in, and now the trail is headed down towards, well, over this stuff, and then down to basically the grass edge. So yeah, it's going actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Not I mean, we didn't expect it to be that strenuous of a hike to begin with, but obviously it's a fairly long hike. But yeah, so far so good. So it started snowing. We thought we were originally going down, but it kind of cut over here, and now we're gonna zigzag down. But it's definitely snowing, and the trail goes that way. But we're gonna, or Giovanna's up here. We were gonna see if we recognized anything from our other hike that we did up here.
Yeah, this one actually kind of kept a shape.
Oh yeah, it looks like the Ritz.
Yeah.
Ritz noodles, Ritz soup.
I think it looks like a sprinkle.
That's what Ritz they look like. Yeah.
Oh, this one.
There you go, folks. A fat snowflake. I'm trying to. Was that where that is where we summited? Okay. So right up there is where we did the other hike, the one that was the hardest one, where we got lost on the rocks and everything, because you can see the antenna up over there, and that's where we were at.
That'll be it.
So that makes sense, because over here, or right there, we would have taken that picture, and it would have been looking down into this.
Yeah.
So I guess this is what you get when you go hiking in the spring. Potential snow. So I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but you can see the different, the water changes colors. And I don't know if it's just deeper spots and shallower spots. That's probably what it is. Maybe Dad can advise on that. But it's just like blues and greens and blues and greens and blues and greens. And like way far out it looks blue, more blue. But I don't know what's going on.
I just want to run through that.
Giovanna wants to run through all these little, I don't know,
Sleigh bells.
sleigh bell things. They kind of
Some of them still have the seeds in it.
make a little noise. The snow has stopped, hopefully for good for today, although there might be some right there. There's tons of birds in this area, apparently. And yeah, it's definitely a lot warmer down here, or as we go farther down, that's for sure. However, we wanted to show you. So earlier, we walked up some rocks, and Giovanna clipped her foot on one of the rocks. It wasn't even that bad. But apparently the rock was sharp as all hell, because it went through the little rubber liner and then dug in. I mean, not very far, but a decent amount from what you could see from into the suede. And I was like, damn, it probably would have ripped a tennis shoe. This massive rock that obviously broke off from up there and rolled down. I bet that was so loud. So we walked over to this giant rock that we were talking about earlier. And Giovanna, maybe go stand, for reference. It's a big rock. But it's like perfectly Not perfectly, but it's just like shink.
Grass is greener in the middle. Not
I was
on
gonna
the
say,
other side.
the grass is very green on the inside of these rocks. Giovanna's hose
Insulator?
yeah, hose insulator ripped, and so she sewed it all back up on the drive. Pretty impressive work. Just wanted to show you in this hike what you're missing out on. We just made it up this thing here. Made it back to this bench. Giovanna needs a little breaky poo.
Dead.
She said she's dead. I keep telling her it's only 3.5 more miles to the bottom.
This was the hard part. I'm fine with the rest.
She's fine with the rest.
This part. Oh.
Looks like a white sandy beach out there, but it is a white salty mush brine mess. We have decided to eat lunch about 3 miles from where we parked. There's some people on some horses, and so we're gonna eat up here on a nice little rocky outcrop. Yeah. Earlier when I was making the joke about where people are gonna corral their horses, there's a huge group right there at the tree. Another group over here, another group farther out. Look at that though. It feels like a Western movie when the good guys are up on the rocky outcrop and they're like hidden down and the bad guys can't see them below. You know, right before like a gunfight starts. I'm just recording.
Oh, that wasn't as good.
It wasn't as good?
No.
Does it need to be dramatic?
Yes. Here you go.
I'm not going that way.
I am king of the rock.
This is dangerous.
Wow. There we go.
We are making our way down and we came across these little plants and they're kind of soft. And this is when they open up. It's like a hot neon pink with purple stems. I still got a ways to go. Car is over that. It's well over that actually. Probably have at least 2 miles, 2.5 miles. So this bison over here is on the trail that we need to do to get back over to our vehicles. So I'm thinking that we're probably gonna have to just cut through the grass to go around it. It is still quite close to the path. Its friend is out there in the field. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna have to kind of go off the trail. It is pretty terrifying when it is staring at you.